Subhanallah walhamdulillah, Subhanallah walhamdulillah, Subhanallah walhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. فتعالى الله لملك الحق فتعالى الله لملك الحق فتعالى الله لملك الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وبعد السلام عليكم my brothers and sisters in Islam. My name is Muhammad Awal. I'm an engineer from Nigeria, indigent of Niger State, in the local government of Niger State, a village called Gawo inside a local government. That's where I'm from, that's my town, that's my village. I'm in the people tribe. This is my number 88 video. So I come to this Lagos, not fans of Lagos. I'm living in Lagos in the area, Lagos City in the area, Lagos City. So every time when you come to that mall, that's where I find it, where I'm living. My business is selling sports, that's what I'm selling. So today's topic is about translation of Quran. You see, the Quran has 7 translations. Do Allah created 7 heaven and 7 earth, and then Allah said, if you bring forth 7 seed out to the supply, yet the word of Allah would never exhausted. Truly Allah is almighty and all wise. That is how the translation of Quran is up to 7. The Quran has 7 translations. You see, and then when we go to Surah Al-Luqman, the verse which is in Surah Al-Luqman. Surah Al-Luqman chapter 31 of the Quran, verse 27. Look at it here. Look at the verse here. Verse 27. Then, when we go to Surah Al-Isra, chapter 71, verse 44 said, تُسَبِّحُ لَهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ السَّبْعُ وَالْأَرْضُ فِيهِنَّ وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّهِمْ وَلَكِنْ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ حَلِيمًا غَفُورًا. He said, 7 heaven and all that therein, 7 heaven and earth and all that therein glorify Him. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. And all that, all things glorify Allah. But you understand not their glorification, meaning they perform salat to Almighty Allah. Then Allah said, Samawati, tusabbihu lahu samawati wal ardi. 7 heaven and the earth. Then also when you come to arrangement of Quran, you also arrange them. You arrange the Quran, you also arrange the one that he first mentioned, you do it first one. You see every command of Almighty Allah is following one another. One another the way Allah arranged it. Then do Allah says 7 heaven, samawati, that's 7 heaven, plural of sama. Then that's also 7 earth, samawati, 7 heaven, 7 earth. All that whatever in it glorify Allah. All that they in glorify Allah, meaning perform salah to Almighty Allah, do the command all the time, do Allah want it how you want it, exactly the way you want it. Then that is how the translation of the Quran is up to 7. You understand? 7 heaven and 7 earth. That's how the translation is up to 7. Then when we go to Surah Al-Kahfi, chapter 18, Quran, verse 109 said, قُلْ لَوْ كَانَ الْبَحْرُ مِدَادًا لِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّهِ لَنَفِدَ الْبَحْرُ قَبْلَ أَن تَنفَدَ كَلِمَاتُ رَبِّهِ وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا. If the sea were ink were to ride with the word of Allah, then those sea will exist. This will exist. The word of Allah will never finish. Then if you bring forth another sea like it, turn it to an ink, begin to write the word of Allah, then that sea will exhaust. The word of Allah will never finish. You continue doing that, it has no end. Then, he didn't stop at there. Then Allah now said in Surah Al-Luqman chapter 31, verse 27 said, وَلَوْ أَنَّمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ مِنْ شَجَرَةِ الْأَكْلَامِ وَالْبَحْرِ يَمُدُّهُ مِنْ بَعْدِ سَبْعَةِ أَبْحُرٍ مَا نَفِدَتْ كَلِمَاتِ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. He said, if all the trees on the earth were paid, and the sea were in with 7 seed out to the supply, then those sea will exhaust, yet what will never be exhausted. Truly Allah is almighty and all wise. So the word of Allah created 7 heaven and 7 earth, and then said that if you bring forth 7 seed out to the supply, yet what will never be exhausted. Truly Allah is almighty and all wise. That is how this translation of Quran is up to 7. Then first translation of the whole Quran from Fatiha to Nasi, that is Arab language. That's how revealed the whole Quran in, and then you can translate the whole Quran from Arab language to any kind of language in the world in time. That is the first translation of Quran from Fatiha to Nasi. Then second translation of the whole Quran from Fatiha to Nasi, that is number that we are counting. You see, it's a question to you. How did he got those numbers? Those numbers that we are counting. You see, it's a question to you. Where did they come from? Where did they start? That is second translation of Quran from Fatiha to Nasi, which number that we are counting. And then again, when you count the alpha of any verse in the whole Quran, any number that reach, any number that stop, that is foundation of that number. That's where it begins, that's where it started. then that number, that's number of the angel Allah said that are guidance, whatever Allah said in that verse. Then that's foundation, that number, that's where we begin to start it. Then that number we use in counting, we count all the natural things that are created, and then the thing that we manufacture. You see? Then that is second translation one from Fatiha to Nas, which is numbered we are counting. Then also again when you count the alpha of the word in the Holy Quran, then any number that reach, any number that stop, any number that reach, that is foundation, that number, that's where we begin to start it. Then that number, that's number of the angel Allah said that are guidance of whatever Allah said in that word. Then that number, that's foundation, that number, that's where we begin to start it. Then that number we use in counting, we count all the child Allah created, and then the thing that we manufacture. That is the second translation one from Fatiha to Nas, with number that we are counting. Then third translation of the Quran from Fatiha to Nas, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Third translation of the Quran from Fatiha, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then when you recite a verse in the Quran, then you translate it, then whatever Allah said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in that verse, who is one that created them? That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, third translation of the Quran from Fatiha to Nas, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or when you recite a word in the Quran, when you translate it, whatever Allah said in that word, who is one that created them? That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, third translation of the Quran from Fatiha to Nas, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, so see, then fourth translation of the Quran from Fatiha to Nas, that is Allahu Akbar, that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body. Allahu Akbar, that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body. Look at it here. You see it here? That is Allahu Akbar, that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body. And then look at it. When you start for Salat, whether in Jami or you are alone, you're standing from the bread at the left side, reach your leg at the left side, that is elephant that is standing at the left side. Then, look at the elephant here. You see it here? Look at it. Then, your hand part, reach the way, so that's Allah. The way alpha of Allah is 5, that's how the finger, your hand is 5. And then when you observe your hand part, that's Allah. Look at it. Elephant, lamun, 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 ha'un. That's Allah. Then when you start for Salat, immediately when you said Allahu Akbar, then you leave your hand at top, don't bring it down, because when you bring it down, you will not see it. Then your hand part reach your way, so that is Allahu at top. Then you now observe the cup of your hand outside it. That's got kafun, ba'un, ra'un, reach your leg. Look at it here. Allahu at the top, that is your hand part. Allahu at top. Then you see kafun, ba'un, ra'un, reach your leg. You say Allahu Akbar. Then when you say Allahu Akbar, you observe your hand outside the cup of your hand. Look at it from here. Kafun. Look at it here. Allahu on top. Kafun. Then from this joint to this joint, that's back. Look at it here. Back. Then ra'un. That is from joint to down. And then that ra'un, when you get up from sleeping, you stretch your leg. If you standing, you stretch your leg. Then that stretch your leg, that time you see ra'un as come outside. That's Allahu Akbar. And then here, when you look at it here, you see me do it two way. You see me do it two way. You see, that's what the translation is. Either you do like this, you say Allahu Akbar, you do your hand like this, or you do like this. It's still the same calf. Look at it. Look at how we are writing it on the ground. Then this Allahu Akbar that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body. That is fourth translation one from Fatiha to Nas. Then Allah now sent a warner, which is prophet, a warner, which is Nazirun. Allah has now sent Nazirun, a warner, which is prophet, to warn you about Allahu Akbar that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body. Meaning, Nazirun wa Bashir. You see? Look at it. Nazirun wa Bashir. So Nazirun, that is warning first. Say a warner, which is prophet, to warn you about Allahu Akbar that appear in the left side of every mankind body. Meaning to remain obedient to Almighty Allah, to perform salah to Almighty Allah the way Allah wanted, how He wanted, exactly the way He wanted. You see it? Then, as for those Muslims that are not performing salah well, do as I said, and then those ones that are not doing it at all, which is kafirun, disbeliever of Almighty Allah, then those ones, they are the ones that choose for themselves left hand side. Muslim that doesn't perform salat where they are munafiq. Then those one that doesn't do it at all, that is kafir. Then they are the one. Then Allah said, "Innal munafiqina fi dark al-asfal min nar." Then the hypocrite will be under the fire. So you see, then kafir also the same thing. Then you see Allah said, "Give us command in salat." In Surah Al-Isra, chapter 72, verse 10, end of the verse. Said, قُلِ ادْعُوا اللَّهَ وَاعْبُدُوا الرَّحْمَنَ أَيَّامَا تَدْعُوا وَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى وَلَا تَجْهَرْ بِصَلَاتِكَ وَلَا تُخَافِتْ بِهَا وَابْتَغِ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ. He said, call Allah or call Ar-Rahman by whatever name you call him, same for him belong the message. The first command said, وَلَا تَجْهَرْ بِصَلَاتِكَ, don't louder salat. See, that is first one. The second command said, وَلَا تُخَافِتْ بِهَا, don't hide the salat. See, that's second one. Then the third command said, وَابْتَغِ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ, but follow a way between. That is the third one. Then this away between is for you to adjust your way, you neither Lord hide. So see, then this away between, that is the way of Almighty Allah, which is Allah said in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 24, said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu istajibu lillahi wa lirasulihi idha da'akum lima yuhyikum wa'lamu anna Allaha yakhinu bayna mar'i wa qalbi wa annahu ilayhi turja'un. He said, oh, you who believe, answer Allah and His Messenger when He called it to that which is given life, and know that Allah come in between person and his heart, and then to Him shall together. He said, wa'lamu anna Allaha yakhinu bayna mar'i, and know that Allah come in between person and heart. Then He gave you command in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 72, verse 10, end of the verse said, وَابْتَغِي بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ, but follow a way between. So see, a way between is a whole matter. Then the name of the way between of Almighty, that is the best one, which Allah said in Surah Al-Zumar, chapter 1, verse 18, said, الَّذِينَ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقَوْلَ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ أُولَٰئِكَ هُدَاهُمُ اللَّهُ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. Those who listen to the word and follow the best part thereof, then those are whom Allah has rightly guided, and then those are men of understanding. You see, the word one is the word of Allah. Then when you listen to the word one and then you follow the best part thereof, then a way between is a word of Allah. Then the name of the way between of Allah, that is the best one. So see, Allah now sent a warning about Sarata, meaning you should remain obedient to Almighty Allah. Follow the best one, which is a way between that Allah chooses for us in salat, in fasting, in judgment, and all activity. Then as for the Muslim that went for allowed their salat and hide it, Allah says, وَلَا تَجْعَلْ صَلَاتِكَ, don't allow the salat, وَلَا تُخَافِتْ, don't hide it. وَابْتَغِي بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ, but follow it. Then as for the Muslim that went for allowed their salat and hide it, disobey Allah, then those one, they are the munafiq. They are the one Allah said in Surah Al-Maryam, chapter 19 of the Holy Quran, verse 71 said, وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا كَانَ عَلَىٰ رَبِّكَ حَتْمًا مَقْضِيًّا. Each one of you will pass over his hellfire. This is a decree from you, Allah, that must be accomplished. That's it. So this one, they are munafiq. They are the one that went for Allah their salat and hiding. You see it? Then they didn't do it well. And then they are the one that said, وَفَوَيْلُ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. Those they are the one. That one that went for Allah their salat and disobey Allah, which is Muslim of this age. Then Allah said a warner to warn them about Allah that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body, meaning to remain obedient to Almighty Allah. Do the command of Allah, well, Allah, how you want it, the way you want it. Then as was both of as for the Muslim that didn't do it well, and then those one which is Kafir that doesn't do it at all, which is Christian and all that, then they will glorify Allah. They didn't do it away. They didn't do the command of Allah. They are the one that choose for themselves left hand side, which is Ashab al-Shimal. Then they are the one that will glorify Allah with Allah that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body, inside the hellfire, inside the Jahannam hellfire, unwillingly. That is fourth translation one from Fatiha, which Allah that appear in the left hand side of every mankind body. Then fifth translation one from Fatiha Nazi. That is Allahu Akbar that appear in the right hand side of every mankind body. Look at it here. You see it? Allahu Akbar that appear in the right hand side of every mankind body. And then when you stand for salat, either in Jami or when you are alone, you're standing from the bread at the right hand side. Reach your leg at the right hand side. That's Alpha that's standing at the right hand side. Then your hamper, reach your waist up. That's Allah. Allah name. Then the way Alpha of Allah is 5. That's how the finger of your hand is 5. And the way observe your hand, that's Allah. Look at it. Alif, Lam, Ha. You see? That's Allah. Then when you start for salat, immediately when you say Allahu Akbar, you leave your hand up top. Because when you bring it down, you don't see it. Then, when you say Allahu Akbar, your hand part that's at top, that's Allahu at top. Rejoice. Then you will now observe the curve of your hand outside. You see it? As covered. Kafun, Ba'un, Ra'un, ritually. Look at it here. Kafun. Look at it. Allahu at top. Kafun. Ba'un, Ra, ritually. You see it? Look at it. You observe it upside. Kafun. Look at it here. Allahu at top. Then Kafun. Then from here. Ba'un. Look at it. Ba'un. Then from that is joined to down. That is Ra, ritually. And then when you are done round, come outside, when at the time that you got up and sleep, when you stretch your leg, or when you are standing, you stretch your leg, you see Ra'un as come outside. That is Allah Akbar. Look at it. And then look at it, I do it in two way. Two way. Look at it here, or here. Then the reason why it's like that, either you do like this, say Allahu Akbar, or you do like this. It's the same thing. Look at it. Then you see how we are writing it. Then Allah Subhanahu sent a prophet, meaning a giver of gladness about Allah that appear in the right hand side of every mankind body. Meaning Bashirun, a giver of gladness. You see, Nazirun, that's the first, a warner. Then Bashirun. Then Bashirun, that's a giver of gladness. To give clarity about those one that follow the command of Allah Ta'ala, the way Allah wanted, how He wanted, exactly the way He wanted. And then those one, they are the one that follow a way in between. They are the one, Allah said, they are the one that choose for themselves. Since this one, Ashabul Yameen. They are the one, Allah said, tell them, say that. If Allah said to them, don't do this, but do this, they would follow the command of Allah that well. Allah said to them, said, Wala tajal suratka. Don't allow this now. Said in Surah Al-Isra, Surah 10, in advance, give us 3 commands. Said, Wala tajal. ولد الله وعبد الرحمن أيام تدوله الأسماء والله الحسنى ولا تجعل بصلاتك ولا تخافت بها وابتغي بين ذلك الله. He said, call Allah or call Ar-Rahman by whatever name, calling him same for him belong to the Rasul. Then the first command says, Wala tajal suratka. Don't allow this now. That's first command. The second command says, Wala tukhafit. Don't hide the Salah. That's second one. Then the third command says, wabtaghi bayna zalika salah, but follow a way between. Then this way between is going to adjust the voice. You will neither allow the hadith unless somebody come close to you. You hear, say this one. Prophet says recited. Your Rasul will be like this, which is Alhamdulillah. You say another allow the hadith. I didn't allow the hadith. That is third work, and that's what I searches for. That is the way of Almighty Allah. And then this way between what we go. Is the follow that when we go to Al-Anfal chapter 8 verse 4 said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu istajibu lillahi wa li rasulihi idha da'akum lima yuhyikum wa alamu anna Allaha yakunu bayna al-mar'i wa qalbi wa annahu ilayhi tushar. Oh, you who believe answer Allah and His Messenger when He called it to that in it's given and not lack of in between persons and it will show God. Wa alamu anna Allaha yakunu bayna al-mar'i. And not that Allah come in between persons. Then He gave a command Surah Al-Isra chapter 7 verse 1 at the end of the verse. Wabtaghi bayna zalika, but follow it. So you see a way between, say, there's no doubt in that. Then this a way between. That's the best part one, which Allah said in Surah Al-Zumar chapter 9 verse 18 said, Allazina yastami'una al-qawla fayattabi'una ahsana ulaika hadahumullahu wa ulaika humul ulama. Those who listen to what and follow the best part thereof, then those are whom Allah has rightly guided, and then those are men of understanding. You see, the word part is the word of Allah. Then when the Muslim of the world listen to the word part and then follow the best part thereof, a way between is a word of Allah, then the name of a way between a word of Allah, that's the best part. Then those Muslims that remain obedient to Almighty Allah, they are the one that follow a way between, meaning the best part. They are the one that you find inside the whole world. As I give them kingdom, made them to be the king of the whole world. Like Prophet Sulaiman, alayhi salam, Prophet Dawud, alayhi salam, give them kingdom, made them to be the king of the whole world entirely. Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salam, Allah give them kingdom, make them to be the king of the whole world entirely, worship Allah alone. Do the command, what Allah want, how we want it, exactly the way we want it. Then they are the people Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Lazina an'amta alayhim. Those who you may say grace. That what they are the one, as I said in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, mentioned in Surah Al-Waqi'ah chapter 56 verse 40 said, وَصَلَّةٌ مِّنَ الْآخَرِينَ, and the multitude of righteous will be in the later generation. They are the one, if Allah said, don't do this, but do this. The way Allah said, Salat said, وَلَا تُجَعَلْ صَلَاتَكَ, don't allow the Salat, وَلَا تُخَافِتْ, don't hide it, but وَابْتَغِي بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ, but follow it. It's like for you to tell everyone, Salat, don't do this, but do this. So they are the one, if Allah said to them, don't do this, but do this. They are the one that follow command, what Allah wanted. They are the one that choose for themselves, Ashabul Yameen. And then Allah says, وَسُلَّةٌ مِّنَ الْآخِرِينَ. Multitude of righteous will be the Ashab al-Yamin. Since this word, they are the one that belong to the right side. Then they are the one that will glorify Allah with Allah one that appear in the right side of every mankind body inside Jannah, which is paradise. That is fifth translation required from Fatiha to Nasi, which is Allah Akbar that appear in the right side of every mankind body. Look at it. You see it? Then sixth translation required from Fatiha to Nasi. That is a way in between, a way that's choose for us in Salat. Meaning the best part of the whole Quran. A way in between, a way that's choose for us in Salat. So that ولا تجعل صلاتك ضل على الصلاة ولا تقابلها don't hide it وابتغي بين ذات الصلاة but follow a way in between. Then that a way in between. That is the sixth translation of the whole Quran from Fatiha to Nas, which is a way in between, a way that's just for us. And then when you look at it, the line that draw coming to our body, look at it. That is a way in between of Allah. When you check the leaf, when you check the hair of the man, you'll find that line. That is the way in between of Allah. So see, when you take the hair of the bed, look at it, or the hair of the bed. Look at it, the line that is in between the hair of the bed. That's a way between. You will say that the line that come in between the right side of one and the that's a way between. Look at it, the line that draw come in between the lip. Then this a way between that you are seeing it. The philosophy behind it has no end. That's where you will know that Quran is speaking about what's happening now. That's where you will know that there's no one will ever escape Allah. Through a way between, a way that's the line that draw come to your body right at the left side. Not even Salat as I said that we should adjust our ways. Through that way, that's where you know that there's no one will ever escape Allah. Then, this way between, that's where you will know that Allah said, that's where the least total matter. Least total matter, which Allah said in Surah Hijr, chapter 15. Of the Quran, verse 41 said, all other surrounded alayhim sakin. This is the way which is statement. And then when you look at the Kaaba, is the equilibrium of the world, it's the middle of the world. Then, when you come to the right one, the right hand side, the whole world, that's what's wrong. The left hand side, the whole world, that's what's wrong. Then that shining light that comes from him to Kaaba. That is total one. That's where that's what all metal. That's where the list is all metal. Just again, when you check our body, this light that draw to our body, that's where the list is all metal. The hair of the man, this line of draw come to into your that's the way that the least to matter. When you check animal, your body. You see it? Then philosophy behind it has no. Then sixth translation. Even talking that you are talking to man, seeing that all is a way between. Manufacturing thing that you are manufacturing is a way between. We follow manufacturing. If you move an inch with your tongue, that's you are following a way between all metal. So Allah said that a way that said that what to give away the Salah but follow the way to your Salah. Meaning you should adjust your voice. You will not allow ahead unless somebody come closer to you. You hear as if this what prophecy is said. Oh, you're saying in Salat, oh, you're saying in Tazbah, oh, you're saying in Dua. That is six. That's the way between. That is sixth translation one from Fatiha to Nas, which is a way between the way that searches for. Then seventh translation of the Quran from Fatiha to Nasi. That is Fata'ala Allahu al-Malik al-Haqq. Seventh translation of the whole Quran from Fatiha to Nasi. That is Fata'ala Allahu al-Malik al-Haqq. That high above all the Allah talking, which Allah said in Surah Al-Taha chapter 21 verse 140 said, Fata'ala Allahu al-Malik al-Haqq. That high above all the Allah talking. That is seventh translation of Quran from Fatiha to Nasi. So is it. And then, whatever you are doing, Allah is above. So is it. So is it. He even created heaven and earth and earth. Come willingly or willingly. But they choose to come willingly. So see, the translation behind it has no, philosophy behind it has no. So seventh translation one for Fatiha said that is Fata'ala Allahu al-Malik al-Haqq. Then high above all be Allah talking. Then what I want to explain is first translation of the Holy Quran from Fatiha to Nas, which is Arab language and Arabic in the Holy Quran 8. This one that I tell you, that I explain to you is highlight of what I want to say. That is highlight of what I want to say. Then What I want to explain is forced translation of the Holy Quran from Fatiha to Nas, which is Arab language. That's how the Holy Quran is. And then you can translate the Quran from Arab language to any kind of language in the world entirely. The philosophy behind it has no end. When we come to the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you say that Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, when you come to translation, you translate it in English, we say, in the name of Allah, the most better person, the most merciful. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. You see, that is translation of Bismillahir Rahman. Then that's forced translation one for Fatiha to Nas. Then that Bismillahir Rahman, you can translate it in European language, British language, French language, Spanish language, French language, Indian language, African language. You can translate it. That Bismillahir Rahman in Hausa language, the Sunnah Allah bi Rahama mi jikai. And then you can translate that Bismillahir Rahman in Nupe language, the Sunnah Allah bi Rahama bi jikai. You can translate Bismillahir Rahman in any kind of language in the world entirely. Then that is forced translation for Fatiha class. Then that's why again, when we come to the word Nasi, you see Nasi, that's people, mankind, human being. You see that is translation of Nasi in English. That's why again you can translate Nasi from Arab language to European language, British language, Spanish language, French language, Indian language, African language. You can translate Nasi, word Nasi, to Hausa language, which is Mutani. You can translate word Nasi in Nupe language, Ezash, Jamaish. You see, that is it. You can translate Nasi from Arab language to any kind of language in the world entirely. That is forced translation one for Fatiha to Nas, which is Arab language. That's how the whole one in. Then again, the philosophy behind it has no end. When we come to you see Prophet Sulaiman Islam, Allah give him that wisdom. He can hear bird, animal, he can hear valley ant, which is when you go sort of Namli, and then philosophy behind it has no end. When we go sort of Namli, chapter 27 of the Holy Quran, verse 15. Chapter 27, verse 15 said, verse 16 said, وورث سليمان داود وقال الحمد لله وورث سليمان داود وقال يا أيها الناس علمنا منطق الطير وأوتينا من كل شيء إن هذا لهو الفضل المبين. And the Prophet Sulaiman inherited the knowledge of Prophet Daud. He said, "O mankind, we have been taught the language of bird, and on us have been bestowed all tastes. This very is an evident grace from your Allah." You see, we have taught language of bird. Prophet Sulaiman can hear what bird say with their language. Then again, you can translate, if you can be able to hear language of bird, you can translate one from Arab language to the language of bird.